Hello children and welcome back. I hope you have enjoyed the quiz, the part 1 of the footprints without feet. This is the part 2 of total 5 parts because I've tried to collect as many MCQs for this chapter because this is a very important chapter. This is the chapter number 5 from the book with footprints without feet, same name. So let's quickly begin the part 2. Griffin left his muddy footprints on the steps of a house in the middle of London, Moscow, Paris or Ping. So we know he was in London, so answer is London. Whose house did Griffin set on fire? The shopkeeper, the clergyman, Mrs. Hall or the landlord? The answer is the landlord. What was Griffin? A shopkeeper, a clergyman, or a scientist or landlord? So we know, children, Griffin was a scientist. Griffin swallowed certain rare drugs and his body became as dash as a sheet of glass, as thick as a sheet of glass, as thin as a sheet of glass, or as shining as a sheet of glass, or as transparent as a sheet of glass. So I told you the hint for this chapter is, if you can remember the movie of Shah Rukh Khan, Chamatkar. So he became as transparent as a sheet of glass. Griffin discovered a medicine that could make his body small, large, invisible or all. So children, answer is invisible. What was easier said than done? To see him, we're talking about Griffin, or to talk to him, or to hold him, or none of the above. So children, it was very difficult for someone to talk to Griffin. So it was not easier said than done to talk to him. Who called the incident an extraordinary affair? Clergyman's wife, clergyman, Mrs. Hall, or all of the above? So children, answer for this is, you'll have to remember, it was clergyman who called the incident as extraordinary. The scientist was always dash. Now he became furious. He was always calm. He was always quick-tempered. He was always patient. Now he became furious. So actually he was none of them. He was always like that. So none of them. What do you mean by the word hysterics? An exaggerated reaction. No reaction, or a normal reaction, or none of the above. So children, by the word hysterics we mean an exaggerated reaction. What is being referred to as the strange incident that happened in the study? Griffin pretending to be waiting for a check, Griffin stealing money while being invisible, Griffin arriving at the inn during off season, or none of the above. So children, here the strange incident which is being referred is Griffin stealing money while being invisible. That was a strange. Who were following the muddy footprints? The landlord, Mr. and Mrs. Hall, two girls or two boys? So we know answer, children. That was the two boys who were following the muddy footprints. What type of man was Griffin? He was a brilliant scientist. He was a lawless person. He was both a brilliant scientist and a lawless person, or none of the above. So we know Griffin was both a brilliant scientist and a lawless person. What does the first encounter tell us about Mrs. Hall? That she is money-minded, that she is not friendly, that she is disinterested in her guest, or all of the above. So children, the first encounter tells us that Mrs. Hall is very much money-minded. What did she think had happened to her furniture? She thought the scientist was playing with them. She thought the furniture had gone mad, or she thought the scientist had put spirits in them, or nothing. So children, as per the chapter, she thought that her furniture, the scientist had put spirits in them. What caused the villagers to suspect the scientist? unexpected availability of cash on him, the furniture incident, the robbery, or all of the above. So children, the robbery caused the villagers to suspect the scientist. Why was Mrs. Hall prepared and ready to tolerate strange habits and irritable temper of Griffin? Both because he was both he had paid in advance and was a scientist, or because he was a scientist, or because he had paid in advance, or none of the above. So children, the reason Mrs. Hall was prepared and ready to tolerate strange habits and irritable temper because Griffin had paid in advance.